This video is a little bit different than what I normally do. Normally my videos are very inspiring, encouraging, rah, you can do it kind of videos. But in this one, instead of talking about going for it, I'm talking about knowing when to punt. People don't really like to punt. I don't like to punt. Most of you probably don't like to punt. Usually when it's like 4th and short and the punting team comes out, the home team starts booing. If you play Madden, you probably go for it on 4th down every single time. I know I do, it's a lot more fun that way. But sometimes the right football decision, the smart decision, is to punt. I want to be very clear about this. I'm not making a video saying that you should give up. If your dreams are too big and things are too difficult, then you should just quit. Punting in football is not quitting, it's not giving up. It's pausing, regrouping, and setting yourself up for something better in the future. Even though you want to quit your job and pursue your dreams, you might need to stay there a little bit longer so that you can save up some money, so when it is time to quit and pursue your dreams or become a missionary or start that nonprofit, you have the money in the bank to do so, and it's not as difficult. So the reason I'm talking about this right now is because I recently had to punt in a situation. I've been working on a project. I'm not gonna go into details right now. I'm not gonna really talk about it, but I've been working on a project that my goal was to have it done by December, before Christmas, before New Year's. Actually, by the beginning of December, this video was actually gonna be the video that I announced this project and told people about it and was really excited about it, and that didn't happen. I'm not ready for this project and I had to kind of punt on it. And it wasn't easy to do. In fact, it's difficult to do. It's difficult to talk about right now. I'm still not, really happy about this decision that I had to make. Selfishly, what I wanted to do was to keep working and pushing harder and keep going at it. And when things got difficult, I wanted to press through and keep pushing and keep going. But God was like, hold on, just stop for a second, slow down, regroup a little bit, punt, and put yourself in a better position to succeed at this later in life. I'm hoping it's not too much later in life. I'm still pursuing this. I'm still trying to do it, but it's not going to be done in the time that I want it to be done. Hopefully it's done soon. Hopefully I have a video very soon, within the next few months or so, where I can kind of announce this project and talk about this project when it's all done. And hopefully I'm telling you that I made the right decision. And at that point, I can tell you that it all worked out. Because right now I really don't know how it's all going to work out. I just know that right now I need to punt. Sometimes God's going to tell you to punt because it's not his timing yet. He has a master plan, right? We know that he has things set up at a certain time, and maybe you need to punt because you'll be better set up in the future just because you haven't met the person yet who's going to be your business partner when you do pursue this business venture. But for me, it's even harder to punt right now because I feel like I'm the one that made the mistake. But doesn't mean God can't still use it. That doesn't mean God can't still set me up for more success in the future. You can't screw up enough to mess up God's plan. The timing of it may change, but God's plan is still gonna happen. And if God wants to use you to do this, he's still gonna do it, even if you have to punt right now, even if the timing is different than what you expected. You might be watching and saying, Josh, you seem like a nice guy, but your life situation, your life story, what you're going through doesn't really do it for me. It doesn't really sell me on this. Okay, how about the Bible? God promised Abraham he'd be the father of many nations. He was getting old, still hadn't had a kid yet. So Sarah, his wife, actually said, sleep with my servant and then you can have a kid, but that wasn't God's plan. That was their plan, trying to do things on their own. That's what they could come up with their head. And they gave birth to Ishmael. Later on in life, when Abraham was 100 years old, Sarah gave birth to Isaac. He's the chosen one. He was the one that God was gonna use to make Abraham the father of many nations. Not only was forcing things, creating Ishmael, just not the promise from God, it actually became a big problem because the religion of Islam came from the descendants of Ishmael. Muhammad is said to be a descendant of Ishmael. And to this day, some thousands of years later, the descendants of Isaac and the descendants of Ishmael, the Jewish people and the Muslims, are still fighting, creating wars in the Middle East today. There's still a problem because Abraham tried to do it on his own strength. Instead of punting and waiting on God and his timing and his plan, he tried to do it on his own. So in my life right now, I'm not gonna go for it. I'm not gonna press and push things that God isn't telling me to do. So I don't know where you're at right now. I don't know what you're trying to do. I don't know, maybe you do need to go for it. Maybe you need to punt. The way to kind of balance this is really follow the voice of God. If God's telling you to go for it, then pursue it with everything you have. But sometimes God might be telling you to punt. You gotta be willing to do that too.